What is a really good poor man's meal? Rice and beans have kept poor peasants alive for centuries. Cook a serving of rice. Bag of rice is quite cheap for how many servings? I'm talking Asian rice bags. This is about $25 for 15 pounds. A serving is 90 grams, meaning one bag is 75 or so servings. So 33 cents per serving. Buy whatever discount can of soup you can find. Dollar store is a great option. Heat that up and mix into the rice. You now have poor man's risotto. $1.33 per meal, and you can buy a bunch of different flavor soups to change up your meals. You get carbs, protein, veggies all in one meal. If you want to be extra frugal, you can split the soup into 2 servings. So 83 cents per meal. You'll be hard-pressed to find a cheaper meal. Sleep. So I used to, and often still do, cook up a kind of stir-fry. Rice, spam or chicken, fried eggs, and then onions and peppers sautéed. If I had extra money, I'd get a big bag of frozen mixed veggies to add some into each meal too. Then at the end you add whatever sauce for flavoring. Soy sauce, Worcestershire or ketchup are my favorites. Potatoes. Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew. Ratatouille. I know it sounds fancy, but my monthly budget is already screwed for October, and I fed 3 people 2 meals each for $5 from our local farm market. Potatoes and eggs. Potatoes and eggs in various combinations are cheap, filling, and nutritious. 1. Hungarian potato casserole. Get some red potatoes and eggs. Boil, peel, slice. Yes, in that order. Get some sour cream and start layering. If you want it really tasty, heat the sour cream in a saucepan with some salt, pepper, paprika, and whatever else sounds tasty. Layer up potatoes, eggs, and some sausage if you're feeling fancy. Sour cream. Repeat. Throw some cheese on top. Bake it until the cheese is melty delicious. 2. Hash brown casserole. Peel and grate some potatoes. Put them in a sieve. Salt them well, and smush the water out as much as you can. Put in a nice hot skillet that's got some kind of fat in it. Butter, bacon grease, whatevs. Fry them nice and brown. Then scramble in eggs and whatever you've got lying around. Seriously, bits of ham, bacon, any kind of veggies, especially onions and peppers, you got lying around. Anything in the fridge that's on its last legs is fair game. Go nuts. 3. Potato frittata. Much like hash brown casserole, but slice a raw potato. Put down in a layer on the bottom of an oven-safe pan, like a cast iron one. This is your crust. Fry that a bit while you mix up some eggs and cheese and veggies and such in a bowl. Pour over top. Bake until it seems done, like 15 minutes. And #X200B. The biggest problem in most kitchens is food waste. There's so much info online about meal prepping, planning, and minimizing waste. Read up on that and you'll be amazed at what you can do with what you thought was garbage. I'm a very frugal and lazy cook, but I try to eat reasonably well. I prefer fresh ingredients simply prepared. Here are some of my staples. Spaghetti and butter, salt and lots of cracked black pepper. Optionally sauté pepper flake, lemon zest, and or fresh garlic before tossing in pasta. Many people overcook pasta. Learn how to cook it al dente. Roast chicken thighs and root vegetables over rice. Lots of variation here, but rendered chicken fat in rice is delicious. Oatmeal, whole milk, brown sugar, butter, salt, raisins. Chicken salad. Get chicken breast on sale. You can make a huge batch with celery and onion and have sandwiches all week. Baked sweet potato. Loaded with literally any savory toppings. Maybe it's just me, but it's much better than a regular baked potato. Chana masala. Sautéed, curried chickpeas. Learn how to stir fry. There's too much to summarize here, but basically learning how much heat to use and when. and how to layer ingredients into the pan is very valuable skill in the kitchen. An acid plus sugar, even just white vinegar and white sugar, to round it out. Peanut butter is the perfect food. Eggs are on the cheaper end and they're really good for you. Tortillas are cheaper than bread. Find a deal for some kind of meat, beef, pork, chicken, turkey, etc. Scramble the eggs. Cook the meat. Heat up the tortillas and you have a solid meal. Nice and filling. Tastes great. And amazingly cheap if you're smart about it. Noodles with butter, Parm cheese, and Italian seasoning. Throw a minced garlic in too. Poor man's dessert. Cook a tortilla, put butter on it, then mix some cinnamon and sugar, sprinkle it on top, and then you can cut it in triangle parts and it's pretty good. Fried rice. Every item in the recipe is cheap and it's a great protein combined with a base that'll keep you full for hours. Eggs cooked so many ways and can add so many leftovers. Rice, I would say, is the most versatile and can be used in conjunction with whatever ingredients you have on hand or are cheapest in your area. I live in Houston, so there's no shortage of Hispanic or Cajun additions for cheap around these parts, and due to a large Viet, Chinese, and Indian subcontinent population, there's also a decent selection of options on that side as well. All of them make heavy use of rice along with reasonable protein and vegetable options to change things up. I remember seeing a post a little while back about toast with butter and cinnamon being a struggle meal. That's a killer workday breakfast on the go. I know we grew up lower middle class to impoverished, but my parents raised straight up poor. Their holdover struggle meals were shit on a shingle and shepherd's pie. If you have never had bread with pepperonis, you haven't lived a full life. Ramen is pretty good. I like to add hot sauce and crackers to it. Chicken adobo. Marinate a couple pounds of chicken thighs, or drumsticks, or whatever is cheap, in a cup of soy sauce, a cup of white vinegar, a couple teaspoons of black peppercorns, a few bay leaves, and 10 or so cloves of garlic. Marinate it for a few hours and then move all of the ingredients to a big pot and add a quart of water. Bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for half an hour. Serve with rice and lots of the sauce it cooked in. It probably comes out to less than $5 and is enough for a few meals. One of my favorite ways to make chicken. At my worst, when I didn't have electricity, I would buy single portion packs of instant mashed potatoes and eat the powder and follow up with water. It was basically like astronaut food. Edit. 50 cents a meal. Son. Saving this thread. Poor college student here about to use a bunch of these recipes. Are Ichipan healthy? I spent the afternoon making hamburger casserole. Sauté ground beef, onions, peppers, mushrooms, garlic, Worcestershire. Fuck it, I can't even pronounce it, let alone spell it. Salt, pepper, other seasonings to taste. Mix with cooked pasta and bake in 375-degree oven for 40 minutes. Add Parmesan cheese and bake 5 more minutes. Gives me dinner. And then I freeze it in individual containers for lunches. Total cost about $15 bucks CAD. I'm not even poor and I make that shit all the time because it's cheap, filling, and goes a long way. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I survived successfully for 10 years off potatoes, rice, and ramen noodles. I'd add in broccoli or green beans once or twice a week. Peas are good too. My blood tests show I'm healthy. Boxed mac and cheese with a can of tuna stirred in. Surprisingly delicious and filling. Poor man's spaghetti. Boil spaghetti noodles. Add 1 can of Hunt's tomato sauce. The plain sauce. Cheap and filling. Deep fried starvation with a glass of baked water. Baked potatoes with rice, aroni and broccoli was my go-to cheap meal. 6.50 per potato. Box of rice-a-roni is $1 and a head of broccoli is a little over $2 and less for about 3 meals. I tend to call this one broke students tuna casserole. Asterisk 8 ounces of rotini or bow tie pasta. Asterisk 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. Asterisk 12 ounces of tuna in water. Asterisk 3 cups of shredded monterey jack cheese. Asterisk 1 cup of breadcrumbs. 1. Turn on your oven to 325 degrees. 2. Make the pasta. Follow the instructions on the box. 3. As it boils, combine the tuna, cups of cheese and soup in a bowl. 4. Put the drained pasta to a 9x13 baking dish. 5. Put the mixture to the pasta and blend them well. 6. Sprinkle with cheese and breadcrumbs on top. 7. Put in the oven and wait for 20 minutes to cook. It's easier to get a majority of your canned stuff in bulk, but it can easily feed you 3 to 5 days if you are by yourself. Noodles and water. Hot dog and a soda at Costco, $1.50 plus tax. Beans and rice with little bit of meat and a splash of hot sauce. You can buy everything in bulk. Hobo dinner, meat of your choice. Sausage usually, taters and carrots, or whatever other veggies you like. Butter, salt, and pepper. Add garlic powder if you're feeling fancy. Make a tinfoil bag and throw everything in there. Then toss it in the oven around 375 for 25 minutes or so. Can make as much or as little as you want. Asterisk 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 option 1 asterisk 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 Kraft macaroni and cheese. Add butter, milk, canned tuna, canned corn. We had this as kids and I still love it to this day. Asterisk 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 option 2 asterisk 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 rice with Bush's baked beans. They have like 100 different flavors of those baked beans. Asterisk 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 option 3 asterisk 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 ground beef. This will be the most expensive part. Or turkey. Boxed mashed potatoes, canned tomato sauce, and a bag of the frozen corn. Peas. Green bean mix. Dollar store seasonings. Garlic powder, salt, pepper, oregano. Make a shepherd's pie. Leftovers for days, so the cost per day ends up being very cheap. Open a can of sardines in oil. Mash them with a fork and mix with the oil until you have a can of fish pâté. Can be eaten hot or cold with bread, rice, noodles, mashed potatoes, etc. I made chili tonight, so I'll nominate that. Ground beef or turkey, a can of beans, a couple of cans of tomatoes, an onion, a few cloves of garlic, and some spices. Add a little cheese or sour cream, yogurt if you're feeling fancy.